A new report by the Public Policy Forum looks at common strategies transit systems around the country are using to improve the speed and efficiency of their bus services and their potential applicability to Milwaukee. The report is a follow-up to previous forum research that identified the slow speed of existing bus services as one major factor limiting access to many suburban job centers. That finding led us to ask how other metro areas had addressed similar challenges. After a decade of service cuts and fare increases, the Milwaukee County Transit System has managed to stabilize bus services and make several improvements over the past few years. For example, 6 express bus routes and 2 express shuttle routes have been developed, which provide modestly faster service than MCTS's regular bus routes. Also, last fall, MCTS introduced a new electronic fare card system, which speeds up the process of boarding and transferring buses. While these are welcomed improvements, there are other common strategies that may hold promise to improve transit in the Milwaukee area. One example of a smaller change that could be considered is to increase the average distance between bus stops throughout the entire transit system. The Transit Authority in Spokane, Washington, for example, has strategically reduced the number of bus stops throughout their system by 35%, many of which have been added based on request as opposed to need. Regular MCTS bus routes typically stop every 1/8 mile, or roughly every 2 blocks. If MCTS were to consider a similar stop consolidation program, we found that up to 30% of the total bus stops could be eliminated without making the distance between any stops more than 1/4 mile, which is considered a walkable distance by industry standards. 1/4 mile takes about 5 minutes to walk. With up to 1,600 fewer stops, bus services would be sped up modestly system-wide. Another possible strategy to consider is transit signal priority, which involves equipping buses and traffic signals with technology that allows buses to extend green lights and shorten red lights at busy intersections. In Seattle, for example, transit signal priority is granted to 6 express bus routes, which has reduced travel times on those routes and improved on-time performance. In several metro areas, including Minneapolis-St. Paul, buses are allowed to use shoulder lanes under certain conditions to bypass congestion. The Twin Cities program started as an experiment in 1991 and has grown to comprise a network of more than 300 miles along arterial roads and highways. On the most advanced end of the spectrum is Bus Rapid Transit, or BRT, which combines a variety of improvements to produce a faster and more comfortable level of service that can be comparable to light rail systems in speed and design. BRT services often feature exclusive bus lanes, wide stop spacing, stops and stations that allow for level boarding, off-board fare collection, transit signal priority, and other service enhancements. We examined 4 distinctive BRT examples from across the country, including Cleveland's Healthline, which is considered one of the highest quality bus routes in the country. Cleveland's Healthline is a 7.1-mile BRT route that serves Cleveland's 2 largest employment centers, Public Square, which is part of downtown Cleveland, and University Circle, where major regional health care facilities and a major university are located, extending out to the first-ring suburb of East Cleveland. The Healthline operates 24/7 with service every 6 to 8 minutes during peak periods. It features exclusive bus lanes, raised platforms and a precision docking system for level boarding, transit signal priority technology, and off-board fare collection, and offers passengers 25% shorter travel times compared with regular bus service. While each of the strategies we looked at could be applied to a number of corridors in the Milwaukee area, the I-94 east-west corridor may offer the most advantageous setting to consider first. The segment of Wisconsin Avenue extending from Cass Street to 35th Street already is the busiest transit corridor in the region, with 17 different bus routes currently in operation. Those include 3 express routes, the Gold Line, Blue Line, and Route 30X. Similar to Cleveland's Healthline, a BRT service in the east-west corridor would connect the region's 2 largest employment centers, downtown and the Regional Medical Center in Wauwatosa, and would directly serve both UW-Milwaukee and Marquette University. It also would mitigate the impacts of several years of planned I-94 reconstruction. In light of MCTS's substantial long-term fiscal challenges, it will be difficult to maintain existing bus services, let alone make major improvements such as BRT. Other metro areas facing similar financial challenges have found ways to finance such improvements, however, often with the assistance of federal grants combined with creative local financing strategies. With years of major highway reconstruction on the horizon and demand for workers in both downtown Milwaukee and the suburbs likely to grow, now may be the time for Milwaukee to do the same. For more information about best practices for improving bus speed and efficiency, including examples from around the country, read the full report at publicpolicyforum.org.